Welcome to No Contingencies, a real estate podcast with no filters, no BS, and no safety nets. We are now on the air. I'm Liz Ryan.
And I'm Parker Pemberton.
Go ahead and tell us who you are.
I'm David Gutierrez.
Hi, David.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I'm Nicholas Walpole. Hi.
Hi,
I didn't give
Nicholas.
myself a title today. I'm sorry.
Next time.
Yeah,
Two
right.
next time.
Right.
On today's show, which is episode 3 of this podcast, we will do some rapid fire hot takes on current events. We'll learn more about Pemberton real estate agent David Gutierrez, dig a little deeper on some real estate topics with Parker, and revisit Pemberton RE's chili cook-off from yesterday's company meeting. So, without further ado, let's get started. We'll start with some hot takes, Parker. We're going to put up a headline. You have to read the headline for the listeners in their cars at home, and then give us 30 seconds of your hot take on the headline.
Will do.
Okay? All right, Nick, you ready? All right, number 1. Go ahead and read it.
NAR repeals rule requiring membership for MLS access, leaves decisions to locals. There's just a lot still to be uncovered there. There's a lot of information people don't know. Typically, most states, it falls on the local MLSs to decide.
Right.
So I think it's newsworthy, no doubt. Also, I think there was like 50 plus different policies voted on
Right.
earlier in the week because NAR got together, and there's gonna be a lot of changes. I think there's also a really good podcast on this. Nakia Wright, who's the CEO of NAR, was interviewed by our friends James Dwiggins and Keith Robinson on Real Estate Insiders.
If you don't follow that podcast, you should.
Yeah, definitely. We love that podcast, but there's like 45 minutes of her talking about all that stuff. So I would point you in that direction.
That's
It's really
great.
interesting.
Bottom line answer, if you're an agent in Minnesota, do you still have to write that check for your NAR dues this year?
Yes, you do.
Nick, that was your cue for the womp womp sound. Hey, well done. Sorry, keep going.
And until your broker instructs you otherwise, don't make any other changes.
Yeah, I think that's really wise. All right, headline number 2.
All right, here we go.
Realtors reject proposal to require disclosure of more referral fees. So this is one of those policy changes that was voted on. And from what I read, it was originally rejected and then pulled back. And so what they were asking or what they were voting on was, should realtors or should companies disclose that they're paying out referral fees? I don't see any disadvantage to disclosing that. I think after what we just went through last year in 2024, I said this in our meeting yesterday, but why wouldn't you want to mitigate the risk of future liability?
Yeah.
Especially with the microscope that these attorney groups have on the industry right now.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little hard to understand why anybody's opposed to that, but I haven't given it a ton of thought. Okay. Headline number 3, Nick.
More disclosure to me is never a bad thing. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Right.
And it might get reversed with what happens with
Let's
this
read
one.
the headline.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're still talking about
Oh, sorry,
number 2.
sorry.
It's okay, we're getting there.
Yeah, this one might change number 2 too. Can you put it back up?
Yeah, sure. Sorry there.
No, it's okay.
Zillow faces lawsuit alleging illegal kickbacks in mortgage business.
Right.
This is kind of a clickbait headline.
Yes, it is.
Zillow is not giving out kickbacks for mortgage business. What they have is a referral program, and I think what they might be subject to is potential RESPA violations, but not illegal kickbacks. And that's going to be really hard to prove as well.
Right. And this is just the very beginning. I don't even think they've certified it as a class at this point. Like this is just an idea, and we'll see what happens. All right.
It'll be interesting though.
Absolutely. Everybody's
It'll
watching that
affect
one.
whatever happens in that will affect all of the other referral sites, HomeLight, Fast Expert, Homes. All of it will go with it. So it'll be
Awesome.
interesting.
All right. And that was Hot Takes with Parker. We're going to move on to our next segment. Today's guest is a standout agent who's been making major waves in real estate since the day he got licensed in 2021. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. In just a few short years, he's built a powerhouse business defined by consistency, client care, and remarkable results. 2024 sold 26 homes, already surpassed that this year with 31 homes closed year to date, showing no signs of slowing down. But David's dedication doesn't just show up in the numbers. His peers voted him Collaborator of the Year in 2024, which we love, recognizing him as someone who generously shares knowledge, supports others, and raises the bar for everyone around him. Please welcome to the podcast, David Gutierrez.
Thank you.
Yay, welcome, David.
Otherwise known as Top G.
By Parker.
I would say around the industry.
Oh, man.
Welcome, David.
Thanks to Parker.
If that wasn't your nickname before, now it might be. Okay, tell us, David, what were you doing before you got into real estate?
So I was in banking for 13, 14 years.
Wow.
And my last stop at banking was as a mortgage underwriter. And I became passionate about the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
My only thing I didn't like with that job is I didn't face clients. The only people I communicated was with loan officers, closers, and processors.
Yeah.
And that was about it. So it was kind of boring because I'm such a social butterfly. I need to talk to people and go to
I love
events and
that.
stuff.
Self-defined social butterfly. That is
Yeah.
perfect,
I
David.
just need to be talking to people. And
Yeah.
then I was like, I need to get licensed.
Okay.
Does Bell have a office in Excelsior, by the way?
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, that's an insider right there. You joined us when we had our Excelsior office in, it would have been like right in 2022 because we were building out the Edina space.
Mhm.
So David's been with us for now 3 years.
Going to 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wish we still had that office.
I
Love
know.
that.
But we were building out our commercial space in Edina at the time, and so it served the gap between Apple Valley at the time and Excelsior.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So you leave lending and you move into the real estate side, knowing generally the ins and outs of the industry. How did you get started finding business? Where did you find some clients to get started?
Friends and family. And actually, I didn't leave the mortgage business yet. I wanted to still have stable income. And when I talked to my wife, I said, once I make the equal amount of money that I'm making as a mortgage underwriter, selling homes, that's when I will leave this job. And I just started with social media, and that's something that I take very seriously. And just marketing friends and family, and those are the people that actually got me going, and those are the hardest people to market.
Yeah.
And one of the most difficult to work with, or it could be difficult.
I want to stay here for a second because you said something really important. A lot of agents face this same problem. They have an income source, but they can't jump away just yet and go full time in real estate.
Yeah.
And it's fearful to say I'm going to give away my salary, my benefits,
Yeah.
my consistency
Mhm.
to go do this thing that is unknown.
Yeah.
And we talk to agents all the time that don't end up making that decision. And I would say 90% of people don't end up jumping out of that airplane,
Mhm.
and you did.
Yeah.
What was going through your head at that time?
Well, it was kind of forced too because I remember going to work at the Excelsior office at Bell, and I got a Skype message from HR saying, "Hey, David, can we talk?" And I was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
When you get a message from HR. And it was when the rates were high and nobody was buying homes. And basically they said, we have to let you go along 45 other underwriters.
Oh, wow.
So that, I was already planning on quitting, I want to say 2 months before that happened. So this was kind of like a God thing, like,
You
get
got
outta
pushed
here.
out of the plane.
Get out of here. Here's
Yeah.
your, what is it when they give you money? The
Severance.
severance, and make it last. And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
But by then I had already built a small database of friends and family that bought homes with me, and started getting referrals from them. And since then I didn't look back.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on going back to a 9-to-5 job.
I love that you identify that as being a terrifying time, because I think that's really honest and really kind of vulnerable. How do you handle mindset during that time when it's so scary, when you're like, this income source that I've had has gone away and I've started this new adventure, but I'm not there? Like, how do you keep your mind in the right space?
You just gotta wake up with a mentality that you need to produce, otherwise you won't eat. And me as a dad and provider, that's my motivation.
Yeah.
I will say if I were single living in my parents' basement, I don't think I would have had the same motivation to get up, meet new people, make my phone calls, just get out there and don't be the secret agent.
Right.
And I just, again, started using Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as my tools just to say, hey, I'm David. I just got licensed. And I remember I didn't say I just got licensed because I didn't want people to be like, oh, he's new. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I love
Just
it.
faking it till you make it. And
Yeah.
I still remember my first buddy that bought a home with me that I used to work with him. And that alone was like amazing because earning the trust from friends, again, is super hard. But yeah, having the right mindset, getting up every day, and just showing up.
Yep. How do you do that? How do you build that trust with friends who they know that you're relatively new in the business? How do you show them that they can trust you?
Right? I think it's just by showing them value of what you can bring to the table, because a lot of people know a lot of realtors, and what's going to set you apart, what's your competitive advantage over everybody else. My competitive advantage, honestly, was I had all the time in the world. If they wanted to go and see a home at 5 p.m., okay, let's go see it.
Yeah.
I'm not busy, but you know what? I have all the time for you to show you these homes. And that was how it started. And they just kept sending me business and referrals and just taking care of the people, and business takes care of you.
What a great lesson, though, for newer agents to say, just capitalize on the fact that you're new and you don't have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Make a lot of that and say, hey, those other agents that have 5 pendings, they don't have the time to run out and show you homes today. My calendar is wide open.
I have all the time in the world.
What do you think of that,
Your
Parker?
value proposition changes as you grow as an agent,
Right.
and you have to be able to identify that and then use it to your strengths.
Yeah.
But with you, I would say there's no sales in you. Like there's no like forced sales pitch, right? So when you're approaching these relationships that you have, you're just being your genuine self.
Yep.
You're being a social person. You're building and strengthening those relationships, and when the time becomes right for them, now keep in mind they've been consuming all of your marketing and all of the things that they see on the real estate side too.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes a natural choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's consistency over time by doing things that will build your business, the activities, right?
Yeah.
Things we talk about all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell us about your approach to client experience. Like, what do you do to make sure that your clients now feel that they have gotten just the best experience working with you?
I know it's going to sound cheesy and everybody says this, but over communicating, I feel like if my clients ask me for an update, for example, if I have a listing, they're like, David, how are the showings? How are the open house results?
Yeah.
I feel like if they're the first people to start the conversation, I have failed them as an agent.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to communicate, stay in touch with them, and I choose a day to do that, which is Mondays,
Okay.
just to do like a Monday update. Hey, we had 3 showings last week and nothing. We had an open house that 42 people came through and they're just kicking tires. Nobody is willing to move forward. So
Okay.
now's maybe a time to drop the price, or let's just keep exploring other alternatives.
Can I just take a wild guess? Did you learn that in the mortgage industry as an underwriter?
A little bit.
Because the mortgage industry is, I would say the good ones are very systematized around their week. Mondays are for pre-approval follow-ups. How'd the weekend go? Did we get our
Exactly.
offers accepted? Thursdays roll around. Hey, and by the way, they're calling their agents to do these. Hey, by the way, I'm on the ball this weekend. If you need anything, David, I'm around. Hey, if you want me to stop by your open house, they're doing these planned activities.
Yeah.
So, and most realtors, you get in the industry, you have no idea how to set that system up.
Structure.
So you brought that in from experience, which is beneficial. But more importantly, you've kept that up.
Yeah.
So every week they're hearing from you.
Every week. And one of the things I also brought from underwriting is pre-qualifying my clients. And when I send a file to my partners, lenders, basically when I send everything, they already have tax returns, pay vouchers ready to go. And I set that meeting with the lender and the client, basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and there's no going back.
Yeah. How do you explain that to clients that you're asking for that information? Because I think there are some lenders and some processors out there that would love to hear about how you get that information easily.
So I don't like wasting time. I think a lot of agents will do the follow-up, schedule the phone call, and I think it's a missed opportunity when you can meet them face to face.
Yeah.
I always say you can for sure secure the client once you meet them face to face, and why not do a joint meeting with the lender? So when I said, hey Liz, I'm excited to meet you. These are the times we have open next week. I gave you like 3 options. You're gonna come and meet my lender and me. Can you please bring your tax returns so we can just take a look at what do you make and all of that, and just literally it will take 45 minutes, and by the time you leave you should have a good idea of a roadmap of what it takes to buy a home, and hopefully get you a pre-approval letter.
What a great script.
Yeah, I mean, you're laying out a roadmap for success.
Mm-hmm.
It's a system. And again, if you're listening to this, you don't have a system how you operate your business. That's the first step, is create what that timeline looks like, because when you sit down with the client, they don't want to guess at what comes next. They want to be told. They want to be led, advised, right?
Correct.
And no system needs to be the same. Like yours isn't going to work for, another agent, but a lot of agents can learn from you and then put their own twist on it.
Correct. I think explaining the roadmap to the clients is very important, because later on you're not going to get the questions like, what is earnest money? And is my money refundable? Who pays for the inspection? Who does this? So everybody knows, and there's no miscommunication.
Well, yeah, and think about the consumer might buy or sell a house a few times in their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now the average first-time home buyer is 40 years old, which we talked about last week. But you and I deal with this every day. You and I are having these conversations with multiple clients every day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an agent, you have to understand that the client is not doing this at the rate you are, and they want to know that stuff. They want to be educated, they want to be led, and they want to know how they're going to win.
Exactly. I think explaining the terms of what the things mean,
Yeah.
like written statement, what does that mean in the mortgage world, and when is earnest money refundable versus non-refundable. I think there's a lot of agents don't educate their clients, and that's when you have hiccups down the road,
Right.
and then they'll end up not using you again because you didn't take that 45 minutes to an hour to sit down with them and just listen.
Yeah. Okay, along those lines, what are your favorite questions to ask? I'm going to say buyers first. What are your favorite questions to ask buyers during your first meetings with them?
So I use what I call my triple W, or
Ooh.
3W,
Okay.
which is what, where, and when.
Okay.
I can use an example. This morning I got a referral from a seller in Woodbury, and he just called me out of the blue. He goes, I need to sell my home in Cottage Grove. And first thing in my mind, 3 W's. The what, what's the reason you want to sell?
Yeah.
When are you going to do it? When are you thinking about listing
Yeah.
this? And where are you moving? He said, oh, I already moved to California.
Oh.
Okay, let's cross that W. So now I have the what and where.
Yeah.
Sorry, what and when.
Yep.
Those are the questions I ask, because motivation drives everything. So once you find what's motivating the client to make the move, it could be many reasons.
I like those questions. Okay, I know that this is an area that we've talked about before, because we featured you during a company meeting about this once. How do you approach negotiations? So you've met the client, you found him a home, and now you're negotiating terms with the agent on the other side. How do you do that? What are your negotiating strategies?
Like if the deal goes south, or
Sure.
just I think I will talk about if the deal is just going south. I just stay calm, and why just create something. I guess if I can control the situation, why worry about it? So I just stay calm during negotiations if things start going south. But negotiating, obviously, that's something that we learn case by case,
Right.
and just trying to find out the best outcome for the client. I mean, that's something that I like to do. I kind of like those challenges, actually.
Really?
And
Well,
things
I would
like
say
that pop up.
And most agents in our marketplace, unless they've gotten owned by David, would say David's easy to work with. He's a good communicator. He's open. And I think it's a matter of, when we talk about negotiations, asking that other agent the right questions, identifying where is the win for your seller if we're representing the buyer.
Yeah, yeah.
And you already know all of the things about your client. So if we can gain that information from them and then take that back home and create our plan, a lot of times that leads us down a road of success.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not always about owning somebody.
Yeah.
There is a mutual win-win that can be found a lot of times. But it revolves around market dynamics too.
Yeah.
You know, if we go back to 2021, everything was selling at multiple offers.
Yeah.
Our leverage is cut, to hardly anything if you're representing a buyer. Now, homes are on the market for a longer period of time.
They are.
So buyers have more leverage. And I would consider what we're in as more of a neutral market. But it's nice to kind of have that time to work on deals a little bit more, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Versus like, hey, home selling in 30 minutes.
Like, hey, we got to write an offer on this in the next 30 minutes, or we have to look for a different house.
Right.
And sorry, I misunderstood the question, but
Oh, you're okay.
Communicating, peeling the onion and what's important to the seller
Yeah.
to go with us, and utilizing actually the name of our brokerage too.
Really?
I do that a lot, and I always say, like, you should look at how much business we do. We're like number one when we were the number team.
Yeah.
I think a lot of agents respect us out there, and I actually have won in multiples thanks to Mr. Parker,
Love that.
especially the last month.
It's the least I can do. Hey,
yeah, no, it's exactly
we
right.
all win when you win too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally last month the home had 4 offers, and it was somebody that knows your brother. The agent goes, "Oh, I know Parker's brother.
Really?
You have a brother
I have
named
3
Blake?"
of them. Blake's my older brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blake.
New Blake.
I'm buddies with Blake, and you guys do a good job at Pemberton. I respect you. I respect Parker.
That's great.
So one in
Amazing.
multiples.
I love that. Okay, stay there for a second. What brokerage environment helps you be successful? Like what do you like the most about a brokerage?
Leadership.
Yeah.
Just being surrounded by top producers, learning from them. I want to say something special that we have is we are competitive, but we're not like the bully competitive.
Yeah.
Whereas previous brokerages that I won't say names, where I was, they always kind of shut the door at you and didn't want to show you their systems and processes.
Right.
Versus here, everybody's an open book.
Yeah.
And you never stop learning, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it comes down to leadership and how Parker runs things.
Right.
I want to jump in on that actually, because we do the intro videos for a lot of our agents, and one of the questions is always like, "Why did you come here? What was it about this place that sold it to you?" And they always come in. They go, "The environment is super positive, and I want to be able to collaborate with great agents, like without fail." And I like to think that, top down, we've created just a fabulous environment for that to happen. So, I mean, that makes
Yeah.
total sense.
It was Nick for me.
It was-
I love his accent.
It was Nick for most
Get
people.
out of here.
Yeah.
Well, we've learned that from our 10 years in this business. I'll go back to the Tom Ferry network. I'll talk about the EXP network, the Apex network that we created here in Minnesota. What it is the leader of that group is creating an environment for others to succeed. And if you're going to create an environment, wouldn't you want it to be positive, uplifting, collaborative, that people can plug into? I mean, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
So our focus is creating that environment and maintaining that environment. And a lot of the things that we do revolve around that. Like today, right after this, we have our top producers meeting where we're bringing in our accountants
to do end of year tax planning.
Yeah, and strategy for next year,
Yeah.
so that we're talking about how to set yourself up ahead. And you and I just met and we talked about how to get rid of some taxes through some strategic real estate purchases, and that's what I want. I want people to be able to grow and advance themselves, and truly it just comes down to that environment. Because if you have a negative environment, it works the opposite way,
Oh, absolutely. And I think
and we
David-
see that all the time too.
Yes. I think David's spot on that we are very competitive. Everybody here works hard and really wants to win and be on the top of the leaderboard and have great success. But at the same time, I think it absolutely same level of priority is coming from contribution and abundance, and knowing that when we all do well, we all do well. And my success doesn't negate somebody else's, right?
Yeah, and we look for like-minded people, and I want to talk about this with you, David, because every time I see you, this is why I call you Top G, by the way. It's not.
I had to Google to see what top G meant.
Now, David is 95% Sphere past client, personal business. So just to set the record straight on that, if anyone was wondering. But David is a collaborator himself. I call him Top G because every time he's around, he's got 4 or 5 people around him. Like there are 4 or 5 agents revolving around David all the time when he's in the office. And because people respect what you say, they respect what you do, and you're a stand-up person. And
Appreciate that.
that sort of person is somebody we want to have in this environment. And every brokerage would love to have someone like you in there. But yeah, I don't know if people knew that, but all the people that comment on your Facebook, if they listen to this, will now know.
That's right.
Stephen Cowell comments.
Yeah, everyone wants to have that title, but to me, there's just one.
The comments on David's social are always fun. They're always funny. They crack me up. Okay, closing
No,
question.
but David's a network builder too.
Oh, 100%.
And sorry
No,
to
you're
cut
right.
you off, but
It's okay.
you created. I was astonished by this. About a year into knowing you, you told me, hey, I run this like little Facebook group, and it's called Ecuadorians in Minnesota. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. What is that? And you're like, it's for Ecuadorians that have moved to Minnesota. And it's a collaborative space and an environment, just like we are just talking about, for Ecuadorians to have success and to network and to connect. And I'm like, no shit. And you're like, yeah, I have like 20,000 people in there. I'm like, what? You have 20,000 people in a holy crap, right?
Most of the referrals come from there too.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable that you just had the insight to go and create a group like that. But that came from your heart because you wanted to help Ecuadorians that came here like you did, right?
Yeah, actually, it started that when I moved here, and it was just to play soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so it turned
great.
from soccer to businesses to everything. I mean, there's so many random posts there that happen
wow.
every day, but
That's
Yeah.
great. Do you still play soccer?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and if you just listen to that and you didn't write that down because David simply created a group to help facilitate success for others, and it grew to 20,000 people.
Yeah. That's
And
huge.
and I would bet 10 years from now, that's 50,000 people, and you'll have 50 plus referrals a year from that group. And that's the clientele you want to work with, right?
yeah.
People you can make a difference in and an impact and helping people that came from the same country as you. And
Underserved community.
it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, closing question for you, David.
Mhm.
Best advice for other agents out there, just in general.
Never stop learning. Get up, work, connect with people, don't hide,
Yeah.
and be positive, be kind to others, I will say. And if you do all those things, you can get really, really far. But also don't be too hard on yourself, because this is a business that takes patience. You need a lot of patience. A lot of people that get in the business think they're going to be millionaires within the first year, but no, just that you got to stay consistent. It's almost like losing weight or saving money for a home. I mean, we have a macros group.
Yeah.
And just because you ate a salad in one day, you're not going to be skinny the next day. It takes
Right.
months, it takes years, and you got to stay consistent. Yes, there are days that we fall off the wagon, but just get back on.
Yeah.
And I say everybody should have a why and a motivation of why you need to make the dials and connect with people.
Yeah.
Mine is my family, and I actually have a a resume printed at home that I look at it every day, and my goal is never ever to have to present that resume again.
That's
'Cause
great.
I don't want to work with for anybody else than myself.
I love
love
those
that. By the
tangible
way-
motivations like that.
Shout out Macro Club.
Yes, sir.
That's first. What's Macro Club, David? Macro Club.
So basically, we send a picture of our scales every morning and whatever you ate for the day, and the accountability that everybody has. And we're not perfect, but everybody has different goals to either build muscle, lose weight. But I think for me, it's just the people in the group just pushing me to meet my goals. Same thing actually applies to real estate.
Exact same thing.
Mhm.
And back to just creating that environment again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Simply just created an environment that people can opt into. There are rules to be a part of it. There's principles. There's just like the real estate team, exactly the same. But yeah, that's some people think we're nerds for having that. But
No, I remember sending a text to Parker
Yeah.
from the beach in Naples. I'm sitting doing nothing, like looking at my belly. And I texted Parker, okay, what did you do to lose that much weight?
Right.
So he sends me this whole book. He goes, we should start a macros group.
Oh,
Right.
that was.
Or I
that
think
was
you
the
and Blake
beginning.
already started something. And then he said, this is what you need to eat, blah, blah, blah. And within 3 months, lost like 18 pounds.
Oh, geez.
That's an example I like to use, not to be cheesy, but with real estate too. When for agents out there that are watching, if you feel stuck and you don't have guidance, or you're getting to that road and you face the intersection and you don't know where to go, just call us, meet with Parker, meet with me, meet with other brokerages. Just, you're not a tree. If you're not happy where you are, just make the move.
Yeah, that's really great. Well, thank you so much, David, for being with us today. This was great. If you don't already follow David on social, you should. So take a minute to do that now. And David is headed off to our top producer mastermind.
Yes.
So we'll let you get on your way.
Thank
but
you,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo! All right, Parker, are you ready for
the top G.
Top G? Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that, if you're listening, you should just pick his brain, because he's built an incredible referral network in a short amount of time. And the question when we first started was, he probably was going to hate that I say this, but it was, how do I sell more homes? And now the question is I'm paying too much in tax. What do I do about that?
Yeah.
And those are the type of problems I love to help people solve.
Right. And how great that you can do it. Okay.
Just to see that growth too in people. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, it's kind of the whole reason we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. Are you ready for deep diving into one of the 3 topics that I've picked? And I'm going to just pick one of them. Okay, ready. Let's talk about urgency. We talk all the time about social media and how the picture of the world that we get on social media and the picture of the other people in our market and in our industry is not realistic and is overly rosy and overly optimistic. So I think it's important to talk about that flip side of it, and this is a nice context to do that. So tell us about a time that you faced some adversity, some difficulty or challenge in your real estate career, any point.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's been 9 years.
Yeah.
When you grow like we grew, you face a lot of stuff very quickly. So you have to prepare yourself, which is why I constantly focus on personal development.
Yes.
So the more you can grow, the more you can battle the elements. One of my coaches used to say, if you want to climb mountains, you better be able to take the winds from all different directions. And what we're doing, we're climbing mountains here. We're trying to change the real estate industry, and people don't like that. They want to take you down. They want to see you. They just don't want to see you win, right?
Oh, sure.
But
Haters gonna hate.
yeah, and that's probably the biggest adjustment I've had to get used to. And this, I'm not over that.
No one is.
But I think we have 3 lawsuits going right now. One's from my own family member.
Right. So I think the point is kind of to say we put out a ton of stuff on social that shows all the great things that we're doing and all the success that we're having, whether we're talking about stats as a whole or individual success stories like David or other agents. But that doesn't mean that we aren't dealing with difficult situations internally, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, to start at the agent level, you deal with conflict and situations all the time. Your clients, other
Absolutely.
agents. If you're like David, you grow very quickly and become a top producer. People don't like that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They want to take you down. I think those people are called haters. So you get it at the agent level first, and then you start a team, and then you have to deal with conflict that comes with a team and growing a team. And I think when we were at Coldwell Banker, we were told, don't start a team. Don't go down that path.
Yeah.
You're wrong to start a team. You're wrong to do that. And what did we do? We grew the #1 team in the entire country at EXP.
Yeah.
And then you go broker, and then all of a sudden you get criticism for making a choice like that. Why would you ever go independent in a time like this? It's so risky. And it's, that's all just talk.
Of course. So what mindset do you have to have to not let that stuff affect you?
You just have to be the most resilient person ever. I always say you just have to get kicked in the face and get back up every single time.
Yeah.
And I think one of the advantages I have is I go back to the golf career where you have a bad shot. Well, you got like 45 seconds to move on from that bad shot because you have to get yourself present back in the moment again before you hit the next shot. And if you don't, your game is going to be impacted. You're going to be thinking about something that happened in the past. And then the same thing is if you look too far to the forward, like for golfers out there, they'll get this, but I was 4, 5, 6 under par at times, and you're like, wow, I've got 5 holes left. If I just finish right now, I'll shoot 66. And the second you start thinking that, that's when it goes the opposite direction, right?
Yeah.
So you got to stay in the present at all times, and you got to make sure that you can, you just don't get too high or too low.
Right.
And what I've learned from growing as fast as we've grown is that the only difference between good things happening to you and bad things happening to you is just the time it takes for each to happen. That's it. And every day, every day something good happens. Every day something bad happens. But when I go to bed at night, I bury that. I wake up the next day and I'm ready to go. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge advantage.
For sure. Do you ever feel, or have you ever felt that, you let the fear and doubt creep in a little bit and you see that one of the possible outcomes is to be paralyzed by it? Like, does that ever occur to you?
There's something called imposter syndrome, and everybody deals with that. I still do. It helps to be where we're at today.
But be honest. Do you still feel imposter syndrome sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone
100%.
does. The difference is I don't let that paralyze me. I just still go do the thing.
Right.
We talk about our Tuesday meetings. I'm not exaggerating. We get 100 people in there.
Yeah.
A week.
Yeah.
80 plus people every single week, sometimes more. Yesterday there was like
more.
45 people standing or something like that. I get nervous as hell.
Yeah.
Every week. I mean, I can't eat in the morning. I get nervous the night before, and it just means that it means a lot to us.
That's right.
We want to perform. We want to not perform. We want to deliver. That if people are going to show up, we want to offer as much value as possible. And how long have we been doing this? 7 years.
Yeah.
And every Tuesday is a team meeting, so we have to come up with that content. There's a lot of pressure there.
That content and that energy and that like nice mix of information and announcements and rah-rah and being real and recognizing people. And then to be honest, what happens after the meeting? Like what where does your energy level go right after the meeting?
Yeah, it's like climbing the mountain. And now you got to come down from it.
I always crash afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get over that. I think you're better in front of people than I am, but it's
I'm just more willing to make myself look like a complete idiot. I'm okay with that.
I am also quite happy to be made a complete idiot.
Nick's good with that.
You should
too.
probably though, and I'm not calling him an idiot. He was hilarious and very inspiring yesterday. But Chad Goldwasser, that is a performance right there.
Huge shout out to Chad Goldwasser, who was with us at our company meeting yesterday. Absolute performer in front of people, but
took his shirt off in front of to change shirts, by the way, because we gifted him a Be the Lighthouse Pemberton real estate shirt. But there's a really funny picture with him changing behind the podium. Thanks for capturing that, Caitlin.
Yeah.
I wish that I had the video, and I'm sorry I should have prepared that. That is my bad.
That's all right.
One of those every week.
Imposter syndrome will never go away.
No.
And I think no matter how much self development you do, I think it's a good thing because it means you're not arrogant. It means you don't feel like you know everything, and it means you really care.
Yeah.
The key, though, is not letting it stop you from doing that thing.
No, that's exactly right.
You know how much I dread traveling around and doing like public speaking, right?
Yes.
I never said no to those. I always did them, but it took a huge toll.
Oh yeah.
Because you just don't know if you're worthy of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a difference between humility and lack of confidence, right? I mean, I think we always humility and being nervous about being in front of people, right? Because I think we are always humble. I think we always know that we have room to grow, but conquering that nervousness in the moment is a skill that we are constantly working on.
Yeah.
I've heard. Go ahead.
I think that comes back to just the golf days. I mean, you go out there and play terrible. Well, you wake up the next day and you have a brand new opportunity to have a great day.
Yeah.
And if you have a great day, cool. Like, you got to shut down that feeling when you go to bed at night, because you got to wake up and do the same thing again. And so I just look at every day as a new opportunity to have a great day. And sometimes I drive home and I don't even know what we did for the day. And we just did so much. And that's a reminder to me that we're kicking ass and making progress.
No, that's right. One last one on this. I've heard you in advising and coaching agents. I've heard you say a number of times, yeah, that's a really tough situation. And now the thing you need to do is outsell that problem. Just what do you mean when you say that?
Well, it's urgency, right?
Yeah.
It comes back to urgency. There's going to be good things and bad things that happen to us personally and professionally forever. We're humans. It's human nature. But when you really dig deep, you have to put that stuff aside so it doesn't impact what you do. Yeah. And you're in sales. That's the thing about this industry is that sales in real estate doesn't care about your problems.
No.
It's like kind of the harsh reality.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if your mom's sick or your dad is or dying, or it just doesn't matter. And that's what you choose when you're 1099.
Yeah.
And so you have to find a way to mentally put that aside for a second and still do your job.
Yeah, so it's a gift and a burden, right? Like it's the kind of job that gives you the opportunity to sell as much as you want. So if you need to outsell a financial problem, you can, but also you have to muster up that energy and motivation despite the circumstances in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about the tax lien?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, the day I got into real estate, the week I got into real estate, I turned 30 years old. It was March 22nd. I found out I passed the test. The same week I found out my dad had cancer, and it was going down to the Mayo Clinic immediately to have treatments. Yeah. And then the same week I had a knock on my door that I had a $92,000 tax lien on my house. And Kathy and I, this was our first house, starter home, West Bloomington, and I had literally $0 to my name. Yeah. And so it's a moment in your life where you're like, okay, this is really tough. Yeah. I've got two roads here. I can either go outsell my problem, which is get to work, put your problems aside, and go cause absolute havoc in your business, or I can succumb to the problems and be a victim and allow that to consume me. And where's that going to put me? Right. The tax lien came from a previous business partner who didn't pay taxes. Yeah. Couple friends start a landscaping company and you decide to shut it down, and I hand the keys over and say, hey, just keep it running. And that's my fault, in hindsight. Like, I should have professionally shut that down. But I looked at it like, all right, well, I've got to go sell 10 houses to pay off this tax lien. Yeah. And then how quickly can I humanly possible do that? And it just came down to, well, okay, I've got 12 hours a day. I could do 12 hours of open houses. I could do 6 hours of phone calls. I could do internet lead generation. I could do a lot of things in those 12 hours, but they have to be activities that are going to lead towards selling a house or meeting a person. And then what happened from that, sometimes we talk about that first year in real estate, but you just create a monster in yourself. And like, this is now what you do. I think we sold 97 houses in that first 12 month period of time. You can't go from doing that back to selling 20 homes a year. Right. You can't do it. Like, there's a monster that's been created there. And so then it's a matter of, well, how do you scale to buy back your time? And so when I say you come from adversity, yeah, that was an enormous problem that I had to face early on.
Yeah, and what strength it built in you having to face that and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for going down that road with me. I know that's a little vulnerable. But
it allows me to understand what others are going through too. Yeah. Because there are another 4 or 5 circumstances like that have happened to me in my 39 years that I can fall back on and learn from that experience to help others with. Yeah. And it really just comes down to when you wake up in the morning, what do you want to go do? And how urgent are you going to treat that problem?
Right. Oh, I love that. That's great. All right, we have reached about the end, so we're going to close up with a look behind the curtain at our Pemberton real estate culture. Nick, do you have a couple of photos loaded up for me?
I sure do. Liz.
Hooray! So yesterday at our weekly company meeting, we had a chili cook-off. It was amazing. We had 7 different kinds of chili, and then all of the fixins and all the sides. There's 3 of them. We whole bunch of different agents and staff brought them in, and then the winner of the competition was Shane Hall. Woo! Shane did share with us that there was antelope in his chili, so woo, that's something.
It wasn't just antelope.
No.
It was 4 different meats, and the funny part was that he had to reassure everyone that there wasn't squirrel in it. That was his main thing. Is like, don't worry, there's not squirrel.
Don't worry.
I think we should make it
There's no squirrel.
like a rule next year that you have to actually present that ahead of time.
Yeah. Your ingredients or something?
Yeah, like, hey, there's a little bit of bear in here, and there's some deer, but mostly it's antelope.
If there's anything beyond chicken or beef or turkey, you have to let the rest of us know.
Kind of a fair warning.
I mean,
yeah.
Shane,
but
I
he
want
was
you to remember
voted
that for next year. But
voted
he won.
by his peers as the best.
Yeah, and I think last year he came in second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really good chili, though.
Was
you
it?
know, it had sliced jalapenos in it. I think it was antelope, venison, beef, and an elk.
An elk, my goodness.
So that
It was an adventure.
Well, and Shane brings his grill, and when weather, is nice, he
Yeah.
brings his grill to the Apple Valley office and grills, smokes meats and brings pork butt and ribs and to the team meeting. So this is kind of his thing.
This is absolutely his thing. And I wish he were here with us right now because Nick, you are included on this, so you have to listen.
Okay, what?
We're going to answer some chili trivia questions.
Ooh, all
Are you
right.
ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, it's multiple choice, so I'm going to give you some options. In what year did the first chili cook-off happen in Terlingua, Texas? 1936, 1955, 1967, or 1975?
I'm going 1936. It's got to be. Is that like?
Ooh, 36.
I mean,
What do you think, Parker?
I'm going 36 too.
Oh, 67. You guys would have had chili much earlier. I love that. What is considered the hottest chili pepper in the world? Here's your options. California Reaper, habanero, ghost pepper, or jalapeno?
Of the 4,
Of those
I am
4.
for sure going C, ghost pepper.
What do you think, Parker?
I think it was B. What was B?
Habanero,
No, it was C.
California Reaper, or jalapeno?
Are you sure it's not Carolina Reaper?
I am 100% sure.
Okay.
I bought this on Etsy for $1.95 last night, so don't question
California Reaper.
it. That's
I'm pretty sure that's a strain of marijuana as well. Let's go with that.
all right. It is in fact the California Reaper. So that's great. Okay,
really?
this
Wow,
one
okay.
this one I love. Which animal is completely unaffected by the spicy nature of chili? Birds, seals, dogs, or foxes?
First of all, seals never eaten chili.
I mean, yeah, this
is a
is
great
Rule
point.
37 of the internet. Someone's done it. Like, sadly.
Do you think foxes have?
No.
No, I don't
Phil has.
Phil has. 100%.
Phil's
Phil.
eating chili.
Phil makes chili.
Phil eats everything.
Yeah, he does.
Including me.
Yeah.
I'm going with birds.
Ooh, what do you think, Parker?
Yeah, birds.
It is, in fact, birds.
All right, on the board.
All right.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that to repel woodpeckers, you spray cayenne pepper spray into
That's
the.
what I thought, too. So is that all
So maybe
just
maybe it's a smell thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, last one, because I think this is funny. Oh, no. Your chili has turned out way too spicy. What should you do? A, add dairy. B, add sugar. C, eat it and weep. Or D, call 911.
Well, I mean, I once had to eat and weep a chili to not lose face. And let me tell you, that was one of the worst 48 hours of my life.
Once you realize how hot you're screwed, there's no turning back.
There's
I think
no turning back?
call 911.
Call 911 from Parker. Eat it and weep from Nick. It is, in fact, add dairy.
Oh.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. All right, well, thank you for the chili trivia. That was fantastic. Hey, that is it for today's episode of No Contingencies. If you got value from this conversation, take a second to share it with another agent who's serious about growing in this market. If you're looking for a brokerage that's forward-thinking, accountability-driven, and built for the next chapter of real estate, we should talk. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and make something happen.
5 rounds.